Hello and welcome back to Minecraft All the Mods 10. I have the last of these empty PCBs sitting in the UV light box. The rest of them have already gone through the etching tank and have become unassembled PCBs. Now, oh hey, there we go, still doesn't do much by itself. Alright, so now we're going to need to turn these into the assembled PCBs, which requires some capacitors and some transistors. So let's get some capacitors. 2 gold. Ooh, slime. That might be a little bit of an issue. Plastic sheets. Slime. What can I do about slime? Let's see. Slime. Do. Alright, we got aloe. No. Slime blocks. There is slime essence, but that's probably going to have to be like kill slimes type thing. Jellyfish? Okay, weird. Slime prediction, we don't have that. Oh, here we go. Biomass and clay. That's not bad. We should be able to do that easy enough. Let's see what we can do about biomass. So I think if I... Oh, you know what? We should have all of these stupid berries that have been coming off the trees. Let's, like, grab a bunch of these. Can you go... I think it's crusher? No. Can I use these for biomass? Composter? Really? No, not what I'm after. Oh. Let's try that again. I thought it would take just about... Okay, apparently not these. Unfortunate. Alright. Biomass. Let's take a look at that again. It should... Oh, it's... Okay, that's in the metallurgic infuser. Biofuel comes from the crusher. Okay, yeah, it is crushing a lot of biological stuff. Let's see if there's something... I mean, there's apples. So we might be able to do that. Just, there's a lot of pages of this. It's a bunch of the regular stuff. I might just do apples because that's going to be easiest. Oh, there's saplings. We could probably do that with a few saplings. Let's grab a stack of saplings. Turn it into biomass. Or biofuel, whatever. And then we just need some clay. I think... Yeah, look at that. There's some clay right there. That should be plenty, right? Alright, so how much of this ends up getting used? 40 per. I don't know how much each of these becomes, though. Let's go ahead and find out. Five. So, okay, that is going to take 8 per, right? And I've got 5 more. That's 2, so I need another 10 worth to do. Oop. Or maybe a little more than that. 20? Is this 20? Yeah, okay. So that would be 18 remaining that I need. Oops. Let's, there we go. That way I'm not messing about with excess biomass in the, metallurgic infuser. Alright, that's a good thing. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to go back to the PCB. We need the finished PCB. Capacitor, this is slime. Alright, so we got copper or gold, actually, and plastic sheets. We are going to need 16 of those, so 32 nuggets. I mean, there's no reason to not just use the copper, right? 16 means I have 2 too many there, but I think I had some... we'll just shove that in there anyway. Alright, so we got that. We're going to need 8 plastic, right? No. 16. Okay, hang on. This is the 16. Oh, I'm gonna need more bloody plastic too, aren't I? Alright, well, we can get a little bit more of that going, which means we'll need some more buckets of water. I could set this up to do it automatically, but I'm also going to end up needing just raw latex at some points, so that's why I'm not doing this automatically. Because it would be easy enough to just set up a sink and pipe it in and call it good. But the need for the actual latex is a concern. Boop. Alright, this will probably be enough for a bit. Nope, that's not exactly what I wanted. Just kind of go in there somewhere. Alright, you are still doing that. Let's get you going on this, though. Boop, and boop. Yeah, the remainder will go in as it's available. Alright, so we're gonna get that. I will come back when I've got this stuff ready. Alright, the slime is done. I have gone through the process of converting these plastic sheets into these plastic sheets. Let's go ahead and do this. So it should be 16. Let's see. Let's kind of take a look. We want the finished PCB. We're looking at capacitors. One of all those. We've got 8. We need 2 of them for each board. 16 is how many we need. I've got the copper nuggets and the plastic separated already. I only need 16 of these slime balls, but keeping some extras on hand isn't going to be a bad thing. So, alright. Just like that. We'll probably have to keep an eye on the pressure there, but otherwise, that is good. Alright, so what is the other component we need? The other component is the transistor. We need 3 nuggets, a redstone, a plastic. So, we are once again going to need that 16 of that plastic, which is why I went and made more, because I knew it was going to need at least the 16, and we only had like 14. Right, so we got that. We need some redstone, which should just be the 16 as well. And then we're going to need even more copper nuggets. Oh, yeah, we need to, throw a couple of those in. We'll let that do its thing. Oh, I hear it going. It's popping down there. Alright, so if I need 3 per, and I get 9 per, that is not good. Alright, let's deal with the rain and the night. And hopefully the mobs aren't going to be all problematic. You know what? Let's go look. Let's go look at the mobs while I'm doing math in my head. Alright, so let's think. We need 16 times 3, that's 48. No, that's not right. 16 and 16 is 32. 48, yeah, no, I was right. So we got that. We need... Woo, hello, Mikey. There we go. 48, which... Does that come evenly out? So let's see, 18... 18... Yeah, I don't think it does. Yeah. Well, no, wait, 18. That makes 30. 30... Let's dump some of this random stuff that we just picked up. So that's 18. 18... You know what, we'll just do that. I'm gonna do like 5 of these. That's 45. Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright, I can do that. Good enough. Alright, so we got that for the next bit. Let's see what we've actually accomplished here. It should have spat some of this stuff out. It looks like it has. 60. I am getting really sick of that double-click problem. And I think part of it is my mouse pressing against my keyboard. I don't think that's all of it, but I think that's part of it. All right. Those guys, go. How are you doing? You are going to need at least one more. You know what? We can actually probably get you two. Let's get you two more. And then we'll have our PCBs. All right, after the PCBs, we are going to need all the random assembly line stuff. So let's just kind of go U. And it'll start here, the assembly controller. So we're going to need a pressure tube, some compressed iron ingots, and 3 of the finished PCBs. That's the one that uses the most, fortunately. All right, this is not enough pressure. Okay, well, hopefully it'll be able to do it. We're just going to have to kind of rely on that. All right, so we're looking at that. We got the 3 there. We're looking at a depot, or an assembly platform. We're going to need 1 there. That's 4. Assembly drill, 5. Assembly I/O unit, 6. Assembly I/O unit the other way, 7. And then there should be assembly laser, 8. Those are all the components we need for this particular setup. All right, you are really gonna need more oomph. I think that's appropriate, yeah? 1, 2, 3, and then for the remains, yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. So let's take a look at the actual components we're going to need other than that. All right, so a pressure tube. Yeah, that's the easy part, the pressure tube. Pneumatic cylinder. Do I have any of those? Let's just kind of see what we've got here. All right, I have some pneumatic cylinders. That's good. Pressure chamber wall. Got some compressed iron. I heard of that doing its thing. There we go, transistors. All right, let's get these built really quick. I can just come over here and do this. Move items. Okay, we're gonna put all of these in there so we can just do this. All right, now the fun starts. So, here we go. You know what? Yeah, let's start with the assembly platform. Missing items. Okay, we need a pressure tube. Do I have any of those on me? No, I think I'm out. Okay. We need a pressure tube. That's okay, we have 8. Move you. Excellent. Alright. Let's see. Drill, I/O unit. Yeah, see these. This is where we're going to start running out of these canisters, these cylinders. Alright. We got enough for 1 more of these components. I guess let's get the drill. And then we're going to need those I/O units. We're going to need, yeah. Okay. So that means we need to actually make some of these cylinders. So, we don't have the cannon barrel. We're missing the brick wall. We're missing some blocks. Okay. Here we go through the whole process again. There's only that. Is that only going to be enough for 1? I think that's only going to be enough for 1. It most certainly is. And I don't think those barrels... Oh, it makes 2 at least. So at least there's that. We're going to need more. Alright, let me get some more of these cylinders made, and we'll be right back. Alright, I am making the last set of them now. I had to go make some more plastic. Fortunately, the grid recipes don't care which kind of plastic it is. You can even mix them like this. So that is all good. Alright, now that we have these, we are going to need a few more things. We have the drill. Which parts do we have already? We have the drill, the platform, and the controller. So, we don't need the drill. Export unit. We need a dropper. Do we have a dropper? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Nope. There we go. Alright, do we have it? No. So we need one of them. That's fine. Alright, IO unit export. Go. Done. Next. IO unit import. You know what? I think I have... Yeah, I have a hopper that I had in my bag from something else that didn't end up getting used, so... we needed IO unit, that's export. Nope. We needed import. Import. It moved these around. Alright. Export. Import. Excellent. Now we just need our laser, I think. And we will be done. Laser, laser, laser. Okay. We need a red stained glass. I have none of that stuff. I can make the red dye. That's good. Glass should be easy enough to get. I'll just go cook up a little bit of sand. Oh, wait a minute. I actually had some glass already. I guess that'll do. I guess we can go right here. No reason not to. Where'd that laser go? Bam, one of them. What am I doing? There we go. Laser. Give me laser. There we go. That is all 6 components we need. We are going to need just a little bit more stuff, though, because we will need, really quick here, some chests. We only needed 2, but we will proceed with this anyway. Alright, so I also need a tube. 2 tubes is actually probably a good idea. This is the wrong direction. I wanted to go down. Alright, so I'm going to stick this right there. I'm going to stick this there. That should go there. Then it should be a simple matter of you in the middle. Oh, this is slightly off. Hang on. Alright, so I need you out one more. You there. The controller there. Then it will be export this side. That's not right. Maybe it is right. I don't know. It's weird. I remember the export and the import arms being odd, so I guess we'll just have to see. Alright, then we just got laser and drill. We shouldn't have really any problems here on this. It should recognize the stuff it's attached to, I think. Alright, so if we want to make the advanced tube, where is... Oh, it's not there. Alright. New tube. Alright, we want the advanced pressure tube in the assembly controller. Okay, it's not made from the tubes. Compressed iron or a whole lot of pressure chamber valves. Let's just do the compressed iron. Let's do this really quick. Oh, we can actually... Alright, so Oh, the assembly controller only handles 5? I thought for sure it handled more. That is a mild issue. I thought this handled 20. Let's do that. Oh, wait a minute. That might not be right. Hang on. Let's let one burn and see where it ends up. I could always go with the minis, but we'll just do that for the moment. I needed a block of compressed iron. Hey, look, here's some compressed iron. Boop, 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 doot, doot. There we go. Enough for a block. We're just going to do the one. Which recipe did that need? That needs drill and laser. Okay. So we take you, we go drill and laser. Alright, you are still burning. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's doing more than one, so. Okay. There are add-ons. I wonder, is there an upgrade? Okay, let's see what the upgrades are. Flippers, entity, dispenser, chunk loader, charging, jet boots, no. Magnet, minigun, volume, no. Range, night vision, muffler, no. Okay, I was hoping there might have been one that would increase the amount of, stuff. I lost my train of thought completely there. Alright, so, that's the import. I should stick that there. And theoretically, when there is enough pressure, this program should run. It should grab that out of it, set it on the platform, do its thing, export it out. In theory. I'm under a bit of pressure right now. Under pressure. No. Alright. Come on. Go. Go faster. Pressure. Pushing down on me. Pushing down on you. No, okay. Okay, here we go. It should start moving. Now, here we go. Alright, it looks like it has recognized it. That's good. It is not running well, but it is running. So we're going to stick about half of a charcoal's worth in there to keep that going. Alright. As you can see, it is moving very slow. There are speed upgrades, but we don't necessarily need those. Alright, there's the little drill coming in, doing its little drill thing. Ooh, look, it's drilling. Which has turned it into the, pressure chamber valves, and then the laser bit comes over, and it'll turn it into the... Really? Alright, let's, Oh yeah, here goes the laser. Doo doo doo. Really quick, I'm just gonna grab this rather than go away from here. Hopefully this will nip any problems in the bud. There we go. Alright, there is our advanced tube. Now it's just got to get pulled out. Ever so slowly. Move right on over here. Come on. And into the box. There we go. Alright, we got our advanced pressure tubes. Tearing it up. Okay. We are going to need to make an advanced air compressor, but I'm not going to use any of those, so we're going to go compressor. Now the advanced needs a basic, so we are going to need to do that. Oh, we're doing this chain of stuff again, aren't we? Alright. Hopefully. There we go. We got our advanced. It's not stupid. It's advanced. Bam. Alright, advanced air compressor. This will be able to charge up much higher. Now, what I need to do here is remove this charging station. If I break this tube, we should lose the least amount of pressure. There we go. All we really lost was the pressure in that one tube that was broke and the charging station. I'm going to... I'm right over here. Alright, let's advanced air compressor. Let's advance the tubes. And charging station. Because the charging station can handle up to 20. So let's see. If this is all I've got, what is one going to get me? What kind of pressure is one piece of charcoal going to get in this particular setup? Because ideally we want to get this as close to 20 as we can. Not quite 1. So, okay. I have... Let's put 19 in and see where we are. Bam. Now, this thing has a temperature thing. It starts to get less efficient as it goes. But I'm going to bring this up to pressure, and we will be right back. Alright, it is still charging up, but I'm going to make a heat sink. Block that disperses heat into the air, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Yeah. We're going to air grate tube module. Yeah, we don't care about that. We're just going to make one just to kind of give a little bit of an efficiency boost to this guy. It doesn't particularly matter, but as you can see, the temperature's been going up, and it is suboptimal efficiency. So, there we go. Now it's coming back down because it's got this heat sink to do. Excellent, excellent. Alright, I will be back once we have enough pressure. Alright, we are up to just under 19 bar of pressure. I'm going to stick one more of those guys in there, and we're going to grab our minigun here, which already has a little bit of pressure in it, and stick it in the charging station. Now, this is going to drain from the system, so it will not be a perfect match, but it'll equalize out eventually, and then we'll see how much further we have to go. While that is crafting, and while we have just a little bit more time, I want to make some canisters. At the very least one. And unfortunately, that might be... Well, let's see. What do we got here? We can do more. We can do 3 more, and that makes 4, which will allow us to make a air canister array. This will allow us to recharge our minigun in the field. So, we have that. Let's take just a brief look at the ammo. That is that, but what is the minigun ammo? It is just compressed iron, gunpowder, and copper. I could make some right now. I have some gunpowder on me. You know, so literally nothing. This is literally nothing. Alright, we're gonna go right there. Just bam. There we go. I have ammo. I have some normal ammo for the gun. Quest complete minigun. Beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna charge this stuff up in between. As you can see, alright, the minigun only holds 10 bar. So we should be able to just go ahead and shove that in there and recharge. And that'll be good. Alright, we have our ranged weapon for fighting the dragon. We are going to need a melee weapon, we will need to upgrade our armor, and we're probably going to want to upgrade our jetpack. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.